Plaintiff Ansel Carpenter rented a room in his home to the defendant, but he claims she turned out to be a prostitute, and he has the text messages to prove it. Ansel is suing his former tenant for 2 months of rent, late fees, and utilities. Defendant Divine McDuffie insists Ansel's claims are false, and she has never worked as a prostitute in her life. Divine is countersuing because she claims Ansel broke into her room with a sledgehammer and destroyed her property.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you, sir.
Okay. Divine here is a former tenant of mine.
Did you all know each other before?
No.
Okay.
She was referred by another tenant.
All right.
So she's not a very good tenant. Came to my attention via her roommates that she was prostituting out of.
How long after?
That is a lie.
Hold on, ma'am. How long after moving in that you determined she wasn't a good tenant?
Almost 2 months after she had moved.
She moved in when?
Let's see. The lease agreement right here says June 11th.
All right. So June 11th moved in, and by August you determined she wasn't a good tenant?
Yeah, August 2nd.
And that was based on the allegations or the rumors that you heard?
No, it actually started because she felt like she was being charged too much for her bedroom.
Okay.
And basically tried
Let's
to...
get back to this prostitution inflammatory allegation you're making here. That's very inflammatory. I see why you're getting sued for emotional distress. It should be defamation unless you can have some reasonable cause to say that. Where do you get this information from? Is it a rumor or?
No, it's not a rumor. Like her roommates said that there was several men coming in and out of the apartment. It's a 3-bedroom unit, so they said there would be several men waiting in the living room while they're like cooking breakfast or whatever.
Oh, ma'am.
And there
what?
would be other men in her bedroom. And then one man leave the bedroom and then another one go from the living room into her bedroom, and it was just a revolving door regularly.
Okay, that could be that she's a freak.
Yeah,
That make her a prostitute. She may be a freak.
I thought
You're
so.
a freak or prostitute? Just I'm just messing. I'm just using an example of how can you conclude, or she could be a loose. I'm just saying the options. There are many other options. She could be a loose woman. She could be a gambler, and they come in there and they lose their money real quick because they think she's a woman and they can beat her, and she could be a scammer.
He's a scammer.
She could be a counselor, counseling with them. She could be in the ministry,
preaching,
reading the Bible when
Amen,
they come
hallelujah.
in.
Yeah.
You might be in trouble, but she didn't sue you for that, but you better be careful with that. But nonetheless, what happened on August 2nd?
Well, first off, in regards to the prostitution, I actually have proof right here, page 2 and 3.
You have proof. All right. So you saw somebody spend some money with her? Because prostitution is an exchange of money.
Right. You'll see text messages.
You read them.
I texted her from a friend's phone, posing as a John, basically. I texted her, hey, can I see you tonight? She says yes. I responded, I'll call okay. She responded, I'm only doing in calls tonight, hun. I replied, okay, can we do 9? She says, sure. I asked, what are your rates? She says, $150 an hour for full service. I responded, that's fine, just to try and make it even more explicit.
Can I object?
Hold on, man.
In terms of what's actually going on, I responded, do you do? She said, no, I'm not going to get into what means. I then replied, what about? She replied, no, anything we do has to be with a condom. What if I pay more? Could we do it without a condom? She said no. Okay, that's fine. Just text me the address and I'll come there at 9. And then she sent the address. Text me when you're here and I'll let you through. Oh, she spelled through wrong. The gate. Okay, unit number 7102. Okay, see you then.
Okay. You want to say anything to that?
Yeah, he just completely falsified evidence, and I'm 100% sure you're not allowed to do that. Like, that's why he wanted
lying?
to. Huh?
Why are you lying?
I'm not lying. Why would anybody?
Okay.
Why would anybody, if I get a text message from a random number, mind you, I do YouTube, like social media, Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. If anybody has my, what?
You do that as a hobby.
That's not a hobby. I actually get paid.
No, you don't.
I do like prank videos, vlogs. I do like trips,
As a hobby.
eating, stuff like that.
She tricks
And
all right.
you're saying that you don't, this wasn't something that you
No,
did?
that's a complete lie. He's lying. And a matter of fact, I changed my number shortly after.
Okay.
Number one.
You have any other evidence?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's move on. What do you want to say she said to you on August 2nd?
On August 2nd, she wasn't pleased with the rate that she was paying, even though she had already signed a lease agreement, which is on page 1.
When did these texts come, by the way?
August 6th.
Okay. August 2nd.
Before she changed her number for the
Pardon
record.
me?
Before she changed her
All right,
record.
August 6th.
For the record.
So August, and that's when you found, when did you find out?
I found out August 2nd that she was tricking out.
Okay, August 2nd, you found that out. How did you find out?
Her roommates told me.
Okay, and this happens to be the same day that she comes to you with a complaint, huh? Mm-hmm. The same day. Mm-hmm. All right, that's when you suddenly determined she's a prostitute. Move on. She came to you and said she was dissatisfied with what?
The rate that she was paying.
Okay, and what did you tell her?
I told her the time to negotiate was prior to her sending a
I
contract.
agree. Let's hear from you, ma'am, about approaching him August 2nd and what happened.
Okay, so I originally had spoke to him about the price I was paying because he actually had a partner, I guess he does business with. He came without telling us to come show the apartment to different, future tenants. So they asked, can they show my room? I was like, can I get a second to clean my room up a little bit? I still allowed them to come show everyone. As they were showing everyone on page 9, you can see, July 13th, I texted him because the person that he sent to show them my bedroom, I had the master bedroom, he was telling everyone that came in that it was $850. I pay $9.95 plus utilities. So they were asking me how much are utilities and such. I'm just like, I'm not sure. Y'all getting told a different price. So I texted him, asking him that day why were they being told a different price. He said that his business partner, he said that he was telling them the wrong rent price. But then I actually met another tenant in the exact same apartment complex with the master bedroom as well, and they were paying $850. So August 2nd, he texted me because I had a lot going on, like. Basically, my ex that day had came and slashed my tires. So August 2nd, he texted me saying, hey, did you get my group text? And I called him and I asked him again, does everyone with the unit pay the same price? He says yes. So I tell him that I actually know a tenant that is actually renting with you now and has been paying $850, and they were actually paying $800 and you raised it to $850. Whole while you're charging me $9.95. That very much upset him. He immediately started calling me out my name and started arguing with me. I hung up the phone. I was out getting my tires fixed that day. So the day I brought that up to him, though, he came and sledgehammered my door in because he got mad that I even asked him the question. Okay, so August 2nd, I never told him that I was not going to pay him. I never said I wasn't going to pay him that price before he came into my room and sledgehammered my door, threw all my stuff into trash bags, put my cat in a cage, and destroyed my bed frame and destroyed all my property that was in my room. The same day that I asked him. I also have a video of what my room looked like.
Let me ask you, sir, first, you're suing for August and September?
Yeah, the rent, utilities, and the late fees, yeah.
All right, and when did she move?
When did she move out?
Yes.
September
7th,
something like that, yeah.
Okay, and she had not paid August rent?
Or September, no.
Okay, and is that true? You did not pay August or September rent?
No, sir. My door was broken into. I didn't even sleep there. I was just worried about
occurred
getting my
August
stuff.
2nd, so.
Right.
All right. And so we can get back now to the allegations that you broke down the door, she says, with a hammer or a sledgehammer or something.
A sledgehammer, yes.
Destroyed her property. What do you want to say to that?
Lies.
Okay, so you didn't do anything in
sir.
retaliation?
No, sir.
All right, and you never entered her room without her permission?
Correct.
All right. And do you have any evidence that he did?
Yes, so I have text messages that my roommate actually sent him during that day.
What page?
Page 17. Also,
Okay.
and this
Did they change the doorknob back? What are you referring to?
He also, when he came to the apartment, he changed the front doorknob to a lock doorknob. At first, it was a regular.
So how is that relevant? You didn't get a key?
Yeah, they were locked out. My other roommates were locked out, and that's why.
How about you? Were you locked out?
Yes, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't able to get in.
Wow, that's ridiculous. This is you talking the other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we could get locked out again, you say. I'm sure it was to lock you out. And you say, yeah, that's crazy. She says, scary. He told me he would kill someone over $500. You ever tell anyone that?
No.
Okay. I owe him more than that. Then she laughs. You say, WTF, what the, kill? And she says, kill.
So I also have a witness statement on page.
Who is the witness? Who is it?
Destiny Sheets.
What's your association with them?
She is a roommate. She stayed there.
There you go. What page? She was there when this alleged incident occurred? Maybe say she had to see it. Was she there?
Yeah, she was there.
She was a tenant.
She was a tenant.
What
she was
page
living
is
there.
that on?
She was not a tenant. That was
What?
my tenant's daughter.
Okay. What page is that on?
It is on page 5, I believe.
Okay, so the tenant's daughter said the night of August 2nd, and so Carpenter entered the apartment, which I stayed with my mother at the time. Carpenter had spoken to my mother prior to him arriving, and once he got there, he also arrived with another person and tried to enter Divine's room, but the door was locked. Ansel insisted on moving her out that night. Did you try to move her out that night?
No.
You never told her to get out that night?
Correct.
All right. So he brought out a sledgehammer and hammered her doorknob and led him and his company into her room with trash bags. He began to say he was going to self-give away her cat and start going through all of her things, storing them out. She is very specific. This is, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is very specific. Once Divine arrived and called the police, he came into my mother's room asking us to lie to the cops that we personally saw Divine hit him when we were, in fact, had not witnessed anything like that. He actually locked her out, and he had to bang on the door to get her keys she left on the counter. She then went back outside as he stayed in the apartment. He threatened that if we didn't do what he said, that he would evict everyone in the unit. All right, he denies all of that, of course. Do you have any other evidence of that?
Yes, I also have a video from, I think the next day.
How about pictures of any damage?
Oh yeah, I also have a picture of this doorknob.
What page? Okay, I have it on page 7.
Page 7.
All right, and
yeah.
this comports with everything that's said here and everything that you're saying. Reference to the doorknob, I see it. Now let's look at your video.
Okay, so first of all, my bed was lifted off the ground. It was not on the ground like that. It was set up where it stayed up off the ground. Those all the trash bags. That's my cat. He took everything out my drawers. He threw all my stuff into trash bags. That's after I moved everything back in. He took everything out my closet. He went through all my drawers. That's all my stuff everywhere. After he came and ransacked my room, put everything in the living room, I had to move all that stuff back. And it was just a complete mess.
Okay, and sir, do you recognize that room? Have you ever seen it in that condition?
No.
All right.
I saw it prior to her moving in, but
I said in that condition.
in that condition, no, sir.
Okay, and I don't believe she would do that to her own room. And I don't believe the witness, who is a tenant, would lie.
She's not.
She lives there. When you live there, you're a tenant, sir. That's why you don't know landlord-tenant law. Anybody that lives with you, they are a tenant. Watch when you try to put them out without 30 days notice, even if they don't pay you a dime, zero. If you stay there a significant amount of time, you are a tenant. Learn landlord-tenant law, and you won't get hit with a $5,000 judgment for what you did to her. Your claim is dismissed. Yours, $5,000 granted for everything she said, she has evidence of, she has a witness statement of, and she has video of. Learn landlord-tenant, mister, before you go into the business.
You look like a Sasquatch, and you a liar. You need to find another job.
You always insult the way I look. I don't give a
You're a prostitute,
You're a
and I don't
hooker.
care. You need a therapist.
You're welcome. You got $5,000 off of me.